Hi guys, back on the tailgate again for another lesson. You know, this would be lesson number 3. Today I thought I might go over some things as y'all are progressing. Some of you about to graduate from high school, and this might be my last chance just to give you some words of advice for the rest of your life, okay? Guys, yes, I'm talking to guys right now, all you young men. There are basically about 4 tools you should never get caught without. Alright, 4 tools you should never get caught without. You never know when you might need to use them, you know? Go over to your buddy's house and your buddy's doing a little bit of work. I don't know, digging holes to plant some trees, working on fence, building a woodshed, or you know, just building a barn. You got to be able to jump in and help. And they might not have enough tools for you. You just got to be ready. Or no, you know, you might be courting this young lady. You go over to her house. Her dad's outside. He's building a little, I don't know, he's building a little tool shop. You got to be ready to help. What should you do? You definitely should not go inside and sit down with this young lady you are courting. You gotta pitch in and help until the work is done. And then you might be able to talk to the young lady a little bit, you know? Alright, so here are the 4 tools that you just can't ever be caught without. 1, you gotta have a good set of post hole diggers, alright? And you got to be ready to use them and know how to use them. They don't come with instructions, so you just got to get out there and practice and figure them out. Now, a good set of post hole diggers is going to be a heavy set of post hole diggers with good, thick steel at the base of them. All right? So you need a set of post hole diggers. Next thing you should always have at your availability is a good pickaxe, or some people call a grubbing hoe. This doesn't come with instructions either. You just need to know how to use it, all right? So get in practice with it. If your first swing goes 6 inches in the ground and then it takes you 5 minutes to get it pried back out of the ground, you don't know how to use a pickaxe, all right? So get practice with it. You never know when it might come in handy. You've got to have a good hammer. Heavy hammer, long extended hammer. Don't be carrying around one of them baby hammers that you use like not getting nails or hang picture frames with. You got to have a good hammer you can swing. You can hit that nail with like twice. It'll be all the way through the board. All right? The 4th tool that's essential in your toolbox is a set of fence pliers. All right? You gotta have fence pliers. I don't know anybody, I don't know any men that don't have them. All right? So you gotta have a good set of fence pliers, and you gotta know how to use them. All right. Secondary tools that are pretty important. Yeah, you should probably always have access to a good bush axe. All right? Know how to use it too, so you're not like cutting your ankles off or chopping through your calf or anything. All right? Last tool I think is essential for young men to have, to really be young men, to really be grown men at some point, is a good round point shovel. Alright? So 4 tools, alright, gotta know how to use them at all times and make sure you're ready. Anytime you need to help somebody out, you got your own tools and you're ready to go. Alright, young ladies, I'm not trying to be sexist or anything, but typically, y'all's manhood does not get judged by whether or not you have proper tools and know how to use them. Yes, it's good for you to know how to use these tools too, but like I said, typically, people aren't judging your manhood by your ability to use these tools. So, and young ladies, I gotta address y'all too. Some of you are old enough to date. Y'all are all in high school. So some of you might be dating maybe a little early, but some of you about to graduate high school and are ready to start dating young men. Okay, let me tell you what. One date, first date, test drive, whatever, you know. Nice young man, go out with him, you know. Don't stay out late. Don't let him take you anywhere alone. Go where people are and all that kind of stuff. Second date, yeah, you can do a second test drive, okay? All right, still, stay with your family, watch a movie at your family's place or something. Make sure that young man has you home by 9 o'clock, all right? Because bad things happen late at night, you know, so don't get caught up in that, all right? But before you go on a third date, this is the critical one because it is number 3. Before you go on a third date with a young man, he's got to prove himself, all right? So you make sure you have a really big nail and provide a hammer. I would be questioning if he didn't have his own hammer, but make sure he can just pound that nail right through that board, okay? All right? Make sure he can cut wire, bend wire, twist wire, split barbed wire, tighten barbed wire with these fence pliers without like ripping his wrist open, you know? Sometimes I got young men come out here and work on my farm and you know, at times, you know, they just slice the wrist open on barbed wire. I'm like, buddy, man, I know it's a long walk to the emergency room, but you better start walking, you know? I'll pay you for what you did, but I ain't fixing to stop working for you to get your wrist fixed because you sliced it open or anything, all right? So, you know, all right, the next thing we got to talk about, all right? Make them dig a hole for you, all right? Make that young man dig a nice big hole for you. And timing, okay? He needs to be able to do it proficiently. So, you know, make sure before you go out on that third date, he can also dig a hole proficiently. All right?
Hey folks, how are y'all doing tonight?
And just again, I'd put him to work, you know? Make him cut an edge around your flower bed or something for you. Right? If he can't do it, don't go out with him a third time. Come on now. So, you know, all right. And then the last thing, young ladies, I'll tell you, before you date a man a third time, make sure he can grow a decent vegetable garden. I know you can grow your own vegetable garden, but make sure that man can grow a vegetable garden. You know, you don't want to be the only lady in the neighborhood whose man can't grow a vegetable garden, all right? It just can't happen, all right? So, I don't know what else to say. You know, I grow a pretty good vegetable garden, I think, all right? I don't know if you can see it. You know, I talked about the pollinators I was planting up here on this inner garden. Put a little pine straw around them. You see my corns growing pretty nice. You see my beans there growing nice. My tomatoes over there on the edge. I got some pretty good squash coming up. Down here on this far end, I've got my perennial pollinators that we talked about. All right, my next step on this garden is I'm gonna put some old hay around the rows of my plants. That's gonna do a lot of good things for it. Mulch. Now that I can see my plants growing and they're up, I'm gonna go in and weed it one more time and then put some hay around it. I'll show you a picture of that later. That's about all I got for you today. Remember, guys, learn how to use your tools. Know what tools you always need available to you. Young ladies, just, you know, if you're old enough and your parents are starting to let you date, make sure you're not dating somebody who doesn't know how to use tools and that kind of thing. All right, bye.